Hi, and welcome to the Lakeview Health Systems webinar. We're glad you're here. Last month we launched the webinar series, and as we promised, you would have one every month. And so tonight we have the second in this series of 3, Mind, Body, and Spirit. If you missed our last webinar, you can log on and listen at any time. And please be sure to tell your friends and family and anyone else who might be interested in hearing about recovery to join our webinars. They're open to everyone. It's free. All you need to do is register. As a reminder, again, as we did last time, after our conversation tonight, we will have time for a few questions. With that, I turn this webinar over to Joanna.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Healthy Lifestyle Changes series. My name is Joanna Payton Hathaway, and I'm with the Alumni Services Department. Tonight's discussion is going to be on the body. I apologize for that. I wanted to give a special thank you to Lakeview Health Systems, Stepping Stone Center for Recovery, and Recovery Connection for making this webinar series possible. We have an exciting series of webinars that will include individual recovery stories, panel discussions, speakers, and family programs. Mark your calendars. The next webinar is scheduled for Tuesday, April 26 at 6:30 p.m. This will explore defining a personal concept of spirituality, acting upon that concept, and its relationship to recovery. Before we begin, make sure you have a pen and paper handy for notes. Tonight's discussion is on the body and the importance of diet and exercise as it relates to recovery. At the end of the webinar, there will be an opportunity to answer any questions that you may have regarding the information. And the goal of sobriety is to live a happy, healthy, and productive life. Diet and exercise play a key role in manifesting this. Before starting an exercise program, please be sure to see your doctor and have a physical to be medically cleared. It's recommended to exercise 3 to 5 times a week. Any more than this will be going to the other extreme. The same holds true for food and maintaining healthy eating habits. This doesn't mean that you have to have a bland, boring diet. In recovery, there is a tendency to replace one addiction for another in order to maintain a positive perspective, even if we're going through stressful times. Research shows that eating right and exercising does help us handle stress, drugs, and alcohol. The recommended diet for mental health. The foods that we eat have an impact on our stress levels, anxiety, and depression. The right foods can help control this. The wrong foods can make it worse. It's suggested to have a healthy, well-balanced diet of 5 small meals throughout the day. It's easy to switch from eating 3 meals a day to 5 small meals a day by just becoming mindful of how to fuel your body appropriately. Foods that you want to include are protein, fruits, and vegetables. The USDA Food Pyramid recommends that you have 2 to 3 servings of proteins per day, 2 to 4 servings of fruits per day, and 3 to 5 servings of vegetables per day. Fresh fruits and vegetables are always your best choice. Next would be frozen, and the last would be canned goods. Many people prefer organic foods due to the nutritional value, and they're chemical-free, meaning that they have no pesticides, arsenic, or toxins added. You may have heard of the term HALT, which stands for hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. It's recommended early in recovery to pay attention to your body by not allowing yourself to become angry, lonely, or tired. This is why it's so important to eat foods that feed your body and have a high nutritional value. If you eat a diet high in sugar and carbohydrates, it causes a spiking in your blood sugar, which then causes you to crash and become tired, irritated, agitated, and stressed. Individuals in recovery need to be aware that carbohydrates such as bread, cereal, rice, and pasta break down in your body as sugar does in alcohol, and we need to limit their use of these simple carbohydrates. HALT applies to anyone in any stage of their recovery. The foods are protein, which includes poultry, fish, eggs, beef, pork, beans, and nuts. It's wise to limit beef to 1 to 2 times per week and avoid processed meats like prepackaged deli. These are high in sodium. Fresh roasted meats from the deli are minimally processed, so they're a better choice. Fruits. In addition to what we have listed, there are many other choices. Pears, nectarines, plums, watermelon, cantaloupe, assorted berries, and pineapple. Be sure to add color and variety to make your meals more appealing. Include summer squash, zucchini, acorn squash, asparagus, tomatoes, beets, and so on. To go into a little bit more detail with protein in vegetables, we all need protein in our diet because this maintains our skin, our organs, muscle, and immune function. Recent studies suggest that the amino acid tryptophan does in fact influence our mood. Tryptophan is also a natural relaxant and sleep aid. Turkey is high in tryptophan, which is why we get tired after. It can be common for people in recovery to have problems with sleep. In recovery, avoid eating full meals late at night or having caffeine or a lot of sugar, especially if you struggle with sleep. You don't want to get into sleep aids when you can address this with your diet and exercise. Eating small amounts of protein before bed will help you with this. Whether you have a vegetarian diet or not, beans and peas have a much higher percentage of protein than other vegetables. They also contain fiber, folate, calcium, iron, magnesium, and potassium. Magnesium helps you with sleep. Folate helps with depression. Examples of beans that are high in protein. That would be lima beans, kidney beans, garbanzo beans, and so on. Fruits. There are so many varieties of fruits which supply us with the key nutrients necessary for good health. For example, potassium, vitamin C, dietary fiber, and folic acid. Folic acid is associated with improving our moods. Potassium deficiency can be a result from a poor diet, chronic alcoholism, overexercising, using diuretics and laxatives, especially if you are abusing them. Fruit, you can lower your blood pressure, reduce your risk of heart disease, stroke, and some cancers. Also lower the risk of eye and digestive problems. An example of a miracle fruit are bananas and raisins. Both are very high in potassium. Before going on to the vegetables, let's talk about adrenal glands. Adrenal glands maintain the body's overall functions. They produce sex hormones and cortisol. Cortisol is produced when a person is under stress and can affect sleep and weight gain. When the adrenal glands don't function properly, they can cause illness and fatigue. People in recovery may have problems with their adrenals, which impairs a person's ability to rest, sleep, and with their bone density. Vegetables can help if there is a deficiency problem. Broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, green and red cabbage are all filled with anti-aging, cancer-fighting, immune-boosting phytonutrients. These also include vitamin C and K, potassium, calcium, iron, and folic acid. Carrots. We've all heard that carrots are good for eyesight, but they can also help protect against cancer. The high levels of carotenoids and vitamin A are the reason. They also include vitamins B, C, and K. When they're eaten raw, they help with fiber, potassium, magnesium, and folate. Fiber helps with your digestive system, and magnesium helps with your sleep. Dark green leafy vegetables. These are high in iron, potassium, calcium, magnesium. Iron will help with fatigue. Potassium helps with high blood pressure. Calcium is good for bone health. And magnesium, as we said, is good for sleep. The darker the vegetable, the higher nutritional value they're going to have. Exercise. Exercise is important to maintain your mental health. Motivation is defined as that direction to behavior. By that definition, we're looking for something to drive us to exercise, something to get us moving, something outside of us. The problem with motivation is that many of us believe it's something that will come to us if we just wait long enough, that someday we'll wake up and finally want to exercise. Rather than believe in that fantasy, maybe we'd all be better off by realizing that motivation is something that we create, not something that we wait for. People recovering from addiction who've had regular exercise programs have a much lower incidence of relapse than someone who doesn't. Let me say that again. People recovering from addiction who have a regular exercise program have a incidence of relapse than someone who doesn't. One of the keys for maintaining sobriety in the long term is an exercise program. This is due to all the positive influences it has with your heart, blood, and lungs, but more importantly, your brain, the brain chemistry, and your brain function. Next, we're going to talk about anaerobic and aerobic exercises. Anaerobic exercises are performed for a short duration, and they help to strengthen the muscles and joints of your body. This type of exercise increases your capacity to withstand the buildup of waste substances, such as lactic acid, and your body. This means that your endurance and ability to fight fatigue will improve. Some anaerobic exercises would include yoga, Pilates, stretching, weight training, and sprinting. Aerobic exercises. These exercises strengthen the cardiovascular system. They also are associated with increased resistance to fatigue and extra energy, toned muscles, and increased lean body mass, decreased tension and aid in sleeping, increased general stamina, psychological benefits. Exercise improves our mood, reduces depression and anxiety. These include jogging, swimming, dancing, brisk walking, and cycling. These are some of the aerobic exercises that are available to you. And always remember to maintain your body with fluids. Drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. Whatever you sweat out during your workout, you need to replenish with fluid. This means water, not coffee, juice, or soda. The physical benefits of exercise. For the nervous system, increased energy. When your body is working at peak efficiency, your energy. Increased self-esteem. Being the first in fitness, it's amazing how to increase your self-esteem. You look better and you're more confident, which empowers you in everything you do. You will find that self-discipline, acquired and learned through regular exercise, spills over into other areas of your life, and you will be better able to make other necessary and desirable changes. The respiratory system. The function of the respiratory system is to transport air into your lungs and to facilitate the diffusion of oxygen into the bloodstream. It also receives waste, carbon dioxide, and inhales it. With the cardiovascular system, it delivers oxygen to working muscles, oxygenates blood by returning it to the lungs, transports heat, a byproduct of activity, from the core to the skin, delivers nutrients and fuel to active tissues, transports hormones. The byproduct of exercise is that it increases our mental focus. Did you know that the latest research that exercise that they're telling us about exercise is that it does help keep the brain sharp well into old age. Anything that involves mental acuity, focus, and concentration is improved. After years of using and abusing self, it feels good to be back into the game of life. The benefits to your mental health. There are many benefits that exercise can assist in your recovery. Instills in you the motivation to change, helps you to improve your self-esteem, also provides structure and routine into your daily life. It's a healthy way to reduce stress, creates a sense of accomplishment, and allows you to be more productive at work. It also decreases fatigue. We're winding down to the end of our webinar this evening, and I just wanted to note that our next webinar is at 6:30 p.m., and it's on spirituality and sobriety. But in the meantime, if you want to think about, remember to always remain open to learning, being active, connecting with other people, giving to others without any expectations in return. And if you're curious about something, do some research and find out more about it. These are the ways that we can remain fit and healthy. Thank you.
Wow, that was really great. Thank you, Joanna. We do have time for a few questions, so remember that you can email us, you can iChat, you can send a message, or you can do it on Facebook. There was a lot of information in that seminar, so you will be able to review it once we have it posted, and we will have it posted. Now, let's see. Here we go. Okay. Cynthia R. is tweeting us, and she is asking, can I eat bread, pasta, and rice? Well, I know that Joanna didn't talk about bread, pasta, and rice, but yes, of course you can, Cynthia, eat bread, pasta, and rice. We are looking to have carbohydrates in our diet, of healthy carbohydrates. Remember, as Joanna said, fruits and vegetables contain carbohydrates. So you want to eat the healthiest form of carbohydrate you can. But, of course, if you're like me, you won't be able to take bread out of your diet entirely. So you can have some. Just choose to have whole grains. Those would be the best choice of the carbohydrates. And the other side of that is we'd like you to limit your intake of those starchy types of carbohydrates to 1 or 2 small portions a day. All right, let's see. What do we have coming in here? Email is coming in from Bob K. Thank you, Bob. This is a good question. Why did you eliminate dairy products? I'm sorry that it appeared like we eliminated dairy products. We really didn't. Joanna was focusing on protein, vegetables, and fruits as a main source to get your daily requirements. Now, again, dairy products can fit into that category with breads. They're not the best source of protein or fat because they are processed, but of course you can have them. The better choice to get that protein would be from poultry, fish, and beans. But of course, if you can't give up your milk, your cheese, or your yogurt, go for it. Remember, though, that if you go for the non-fat milk or the non-fat yogurt, that you're probably increasing your sugar intake because non-fat products tend to have higher sugar levels. So you can have your dairy products, just do it in balance, in moderation. Let's see who is sending us a question now. We have Tim S. is sending us a question from Facebook. Thank you, Tim. I don't like drinking water. I can relate to that one, okay. But if I can't drink soda, fruit juice, or coffee, what am I supposed to drink? Well, calm down, Tim, okay? We don't really want to send anybody into a panic. We're just asking that you stop drinking a lot of soda, a lot of fruit juice, or coffee for that matter, because it is not the best choice in giving your body the fluids it needs. In fact, if you drink a lot of coffee, did you know it leaches all of the vitamins out of your body? So whatever you're working on, in eating a healthy diet, if you're drinking a lot of coffee, you're just ruining your effort. Okay, so now you have water. What are your water choices? Well, you could add lemon or lime to spice up that water and maybe make it a little more palatable for you. You can also drink seltzer water. You, of course, can have small amounts of natural fruit juices. But remember, like our other products, fruit juice has a lot of sugar. And as far as soda, well, soda can cause serious intestinal problems, including IBS. For those of you who suffer from IBS, I'm sure you know that you were told not to drink soda. So everything is in moderation. That's what we're looking for here. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. And if you want more information on how to eat well and exercise well, you can find that information online. And again, this seminar will be on for your review very shortly. And I want to thank you for joining us.